Imagine looking up at the night sky, not knowing what a planet is, not knowing what a galaxy is, not knowing what a sun is, no telescopes, no science, no astronomy, just thousands of tiny lights hanging above your head, every single night. And here's the strange part. For almost all of human history, nobody knew what the stars actually were. Not kings, not warriors, not priests, not even the smartest person alive. For tens of thousands of years, every human being who ever lived looked up and saw a mystery. A mystery so huge that entire civilizations built religions around it. But what did the very first humans think those lights were? And what went through their minds when they stared into the darkness above? To understand that, we have to travel back, way back, long before cities, long before writing, long before history itself. Picture yourself standing on an open plain 50,000 years ago. The sun has disappeared. The fire is dying. The world around you is silent. Then you look up, and suddenly, the sky explodes. Today, most of us live under light pollution. Streetlights, cars, buildings, screens. But ancient humans saw something completely different. A sky packed with thousands upon thousands of stars. The Milky Way stretched across the darkness like a glowing river, so bright that it could cast shadows. Imagine seeing that for the first time. You wouldn't think galaxy. You wouldn't think burning balls of gas. You'd think something magical was happening. Because honestly, what else could you think? Researchers believe early humans were already skilled at spotting patterns. It helped them survive. They looked for faces, animal tracks, danger, food. Their brains were constantly connecting dots. So when they looked at the stars, they started connecting those dots too. A group of stars became a hunter, another became a bear, another became a bird. The sky transformed into a giant storybook. And that's something fascinating. Even civilizations separated by oceans often turned random stars into characters. Because the human brain hates randomness. It wants meaning. It wants stories. It wants explanations. Even when none exist. But the stars weren't just stories. They moved. Not individually, but together. Night after night. Season after season. Ancient humans noticed this. Certain stars appeared before winter. Others arrived before summer. Some disappeared completely, then returned months later. This wasn't just interesting, it was useful, incredibly useful. Imagine being a hunter-gatherer. You need to know when animals migrate, when fruits appear, when the weather changes. The stars became a giant calendar hanging in the sky. A calendar nobody built, yet somehow always worked. And that's where things get weird. Because many ancient people didn't think the stars were objects, they thought they were beings, spirits, ancestors, gods, eyes watching from above. Think about it. If someone you loved died, where did they go? You couldn't explain death. You couldn't explain consciousness. You couldn't explain existence itself. But every night, those mysterious lights appeared overhead. Many cultures began believing their ancestors lived among the stars, that they were still watching, still guiding, still present. And honestly, it's easy to see why. Even today, standing beneath a sky full of stars can feel strangely personal, almost like you're not alone. But there was one object in the sky that confused ancient humans more than anything else: the Milky Way, that giant glowing band stretching across the heavens. Nobody knew what it was. Some cultures believed it was a pathway for souls. Others thought it was a river flowing through the sky. Some imagined it was the trail left behind by supernatural beings. And if you saw it without modern knowledge, you probably would too, because it doesn't look normal. It looks impossible, like someone spilled light across the darkness. Then there were shooting stars. Imagine seeing one for the first time. A bright streak suddenly tears across the sky, then vanishes. No warning, no explanation, just gone. To us, it's a meteor. To ancient humans, it could have been anything. A message, a spirit, a sign, a warning, a god crossing the heavens. And here's the incredible thing. Nobody could prove otherwise. For most of human history, the night sky wasn't science. It was mystery, pure mystery. But eventually, something changed. Humans became better observers. They started asking deeper questions. Questions that sounded simple, but were actually revolutionary. What if those lights aren't attached to the sky? What if they're far away? What if they're not spirits? What if there's something else entirely? These ideas slowly spread. Then centuries later came telescopes. For the first time, Humans could zoom in, and what they discovered shattered everything. The stars weren't holes in the sky. They weren't campfires of gods. They weren't glowing ancestors. They were suns, actual suns, many larger than our own, scattered across unimaginable distances, and suddenly the universe became much bigger, terrifyingly bigger, because if those tiny dots were suns, then how many worlds existed? How many planets? How many possibilities? The mystery didn't disappear. It got larger, much larger. In fact, you could argue that ancient humans and modern humans aren't that different. They looked at the stars and wondered what was out there. We still do. They asked questions nobody could answer. We still do. The only difference is that our questions have changed. Today, we know what stars are, but we still don't know whether we're alone. We still don't know why the universe exists. We still don't know what consciousness really is. And maybe that's the most human thing of all. 50,000 years ago, someone sat beside a fire, looked up at the stars, and wondered. Today, you can walk outside tonight, look up at those same stars, and wonder too. Because despite everything we've learned, the sky is still keeping secrets.